Well, that is why they called them Bad Company. Of course, they can't really deny that. So, welcome back everyone. Yep, that is of course right. I am reviewing my first Battlefield game. Or at least my first two. Or three. I mean, I don't remember when I played Battlefield 3. But of course, let's take a look at Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2. So, these came out in the late 2000s. I think before Battlefield 3, and are often seen as some of the better games in the series. And, well, Battlefield 6 just came out, and from what I've heard, is definitely pretty good. I've also experienced a bit of it over on Twitch, and I really like it. So I want to take a look at these games and see if they were really that good, or if they fail in comparison to other first-person shooters. Well, let's take a look at them. So Bad Company 1 and 2 kind of, well, it follows a small military unit and is a bit more comedic compared to other entries in the series. Obviously, these entries being Hardline 3, 4, 5, and, well, 1 and 5, and so far 6. Bad Company 1 and 2 do feel a bit more comedic compared to those ones, and generally a bit more lighthearted, which is, well, which I do like. I know some people would probably not like that as much, but I do think it was a welcome change to the first person shooter genre, and it definitely did make the game a bit more interesting. The game pretty much plays exactly like how Call of Duty and of Honor would. You know, you know, similar controls, but what really made Bad Company stand out was, of course, the destructible environments and, of course, the characters. The characters themselves are very funny. I like them all. Again, I don't want to give out too much in this review because I generally do urge people to go out and find this game and definitely play it because it's really good. But I do like the characters. I thought they were pretty interesting, and the story was pretty fun too. I also like the lighthearted tone as well, and I do like the destructible environments. The series is known, well, the series was known for that, and it's definitely quite the standout compared to stuff like Call of Duty and Medal of Honor, which, yes, while they did have some destructible environments, they also kind of felt limited. But overall, I think Battlefield Bad Company is a pretty good game, and probably one of the best first person shooters I've played, and was my introduction to the Battlefield games. Then, of course, following Bad Company 2 came out a few years later. Now, obviously, this is just my thoughts on the single player campaign. Multiplayer I have not played yet because I don't think I can, which kind of sucks. But the single player is pretty good. I really did enjoy it, and again, it's games like this that did rival Call of Duty, in my opinion. And again, Bad Company 2 is quite the standout as well. Again, I don't want to say much about the plot, because I generally do feel people should experience this one for themselves. But I really did enjoy this game. It was great seeing characters from the first one return, and there's some really funny moments too. Unfortunately, it does seem like it leaves off on a cliffhanger, which does kind of suck, and unfortunately, we never did see a sequel to this one, as the series, well, they would eventually do Battlefield 3 and 4 and so on. But hopefully someday we'll see a Bad Company 3, or at least a return to form with it. But I think overall, Bad Company 1 and 2, they were pretty fun games, and are games that I've always looked forward to replaying, and I generally think that out of any Battlefield games, these two are definitely among my favorites. Of course, that's not to say that 3, 4, 1, and 5 are bad, because, well, they're good in their own ways, but I think if any games really stood out, it's definitely these two. So, I definitely do recommend people play these games. Yeah, but that's really all I have to say for this one. So, of course, until then, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. And like always, I will, of course, be back with a new video next time.